The most important thing about parachute is to have one when you need it. And the second most important thing is that it must work when you need it. And the third most important is the parachute must not open when you don't need it. It is extremely easy to have a very good parachute inside a very good harness, and the parachute doesn't work, and maybe you will not even able to take it out. Because the problem with safety system is very often pilots, they don't take care of them. They simply buy the safety system and they think that because they bought it, it has to work. And they never tested it. For example, the last example is Bo Hedgewood, one of the best American pilots. And of course, he discovered it in the worst moment, when he needed the parachute. Made a loop, made it wrong, the glider tumbled, threw the chute opened perfectly, but was not connected with the harness, so flew away. He came down, broke everything, survived, but had 2 heart operations, 5 or 6 operations to 1 wrist. Well, it's just alive by accident. A parachute is designed to reduce the level of shit you are in from here to here. That's what a good parachute is designed for. But if it opens accidentally, it raises the level of shit from here to there. So it is very, very good not to have accidental deployments. Accidental deployments are normally due because there is not a standard between harnesses and parachutes. So it can easily happen that you have, as I told before, a very good parachute, a very good harness, but they don't stay together. Since a long while, we are using the pins to hold the parachutes. Before it was the Velcro. Velcro is the worst thing one can think about into a parachute design. Unfortunately, they are starting again to put some Velcro or zippers into the harnesses, but both of them, they are not a good thing because Velcro or releases by itself when it should hold, or holds too much when you need it to peel off. So Velcro, and also the male part of the Velcro is perfectly designed to destroy a parachute because it damages the lines, damages the bridle, damages the canopy, damages everything. So Velcro is very bad. A parachute should be checked and well, should be checked each flight before flying, of course. That the handle is in, the pins are in, and the parachute is still in. And should be repacked every 3 months. And any time the parachute gets wet. It is not enough to let it dry inside the harness, because then it gets stuck and it becomes like a brick. It will open for sure. If you are going faster, if you are falling down faster, the parachute will open, but it will take much longer. We are not interested in opening time. If you are 35 meters from the ground, you don't care if the parachute opens in 1, 2, or 3, or 4 seconds. You care that it opens in 33 or 36 meters. So if it opens just before, so what you are really interested in it is the opening distance. The opening distance In a theoretical opening, that means everything going down at the same speed, let's say a parachutist opening, our openings are completely different because each one is different from the other, is given the same design of parachute is a function of the dimension, of the linear dimension of the parachute. My parachutes, they are exactly one like the other. So the shape is exactly the same and so on. And just the size is changing from one size to the other. So between the 16 and the 18 gauge, the difference is that one will open in more or less 20%, let's say it is a bit less than 15% longer, the 18, than the 16. I've done a lot of tests and I've seen several times the 18 gauge opening faster than the 16. But if you make an average of all the openings, you get that difference. There is about a 15% difference in opening distance. In a test like this, you have the puppet that is falling and the parachute bag that is falling too. But they fall at different speed because they have different drag. So the puppet falls down very fast and the deployment bag falls down slower. So the lines came out, bridle, lines, canopy, and opens. This is the normal situation with a parachutist. But for us, it is different. The deployment bag with the parachute inside falls faster than you because you are still attached to the paraglider or to the glider. That means when you throw the parachute, it falls down compared to you. Then it comes out from the canopy. Sorry, there are bridle, lines, and canopy that comes out from the deployment bag. Then you have the parachute below you. It flies up and, of course, cannot open because the parachute can only open when it is above the load with the lines tight. That is the only situation where the parachute can open. And it is extremely important that the parachute should not open in that situation because you don't want the canopy to open partially. That means it's likely to have a malfunction or it's likely to get tangled into the glider or into the paraglider. I know of 3 cases where my parachute was, where the accident happened and the parachute was thrown at about 30 meters from the ground. I know of at least possibly close to 100 pilots who throw the parachute below 100 meters. But this is what they told, which is a bit different from what it could be. But that means very, very low. Let's say that if you throw the parachute at around 100 meters, very likely it will work. I can tell you, and this is practically correct, that from when the lines are tight, one of my parachute opens within 5 meters. The paraglider pilot is always going to throw his chute when it's extremely low. If you are high, you try to reopen the paraglider. You can have the parachute attached to the carabiner, let's say, or you can have the parachute attached to the harness. If you have the parachute attached to the carabiner, when you throw the parachute and the parachute opens, the parachute stops the hang glider and the pilot goes forward because there is the length of the main strap of the hang glider harness. Then, when you are coming down, and this is a reasonably safe situation, then when you are coming down, the system is a parachute, hang glider, and pilot. That means all the aerodynamic forces are acting between hang glider and parachute. And the pilot has some freedom, let's say the length of his harness strap, to move somewhere, to prepare for the landing, to try to stabilize the wing or something like that. And this is quite a safe situation. If you have the parachute attached to the harness, then things are different. Because when you open the parachute, it is the pilot that is stopped, and the hang glider goes forward. This is a potentially dangerous situation because, for example, the airframe could hit the head of the pilot and twist it. A pilot from the Italian team paragliding had a collapse during the World Championship in Spain. Just for your knowledge, in this championship, the paragliders had 35 parachute openings, 180 pilots, 12 days. So, quite a lot. And just for your knowledge, because you are going to ask that, there have been a world championship hang gliding in a place that is very close to that one, and in similar condition. 180 pilots, 12 days again, and there have been one parachute deployment from a pilot outside of the competition. No. So that is just to say, that is not to say that paragliding is more dangerous. That is to say that paragliders people are more keen to use the rescue.